All right, here, Las Vegas, Radio Row, Super Bowl Sunday just a few days away, and we are joined by a pair of my favorite people. Saints all-time sack leader, three-time All-Pro, eight-time Pro Bowler, Cam Jordan, and Aaron May, celebrity chef who, I'm trying to think of what show on Food Network I haven't seen you on. Is there any you haven't been a part of?
There's a couple, but I mean, spread out evenly throughout, for your entertainment and dining pleasure.
Okay, and you guys brought me tacos, which is awesome, and we have the Players Tailgate taking place before the game on Sunday. What more can you tell us about that?
I mean, peel back that box.
So
in that box, you got the Ortega tacos.
Yep.
On behalf of Ortega, my guy, Chef Aaron has mixed together some greatness. What kind of, I don't know what kind of, talk about this.
So you've got these amazing Ortega shells that are colored for the teams. You've got the red and the gold.
Oh, I did not realize that.
You've got the special red and gold or red and white.
Right.
I took those Ortega taco shells. We've got some some more taco meat.
Yep.
And then Cam was up all night making salsa. I shredded some lettuce. We went and found some cheese and sour cream.
On any given group project, there has to be a guy who's going to do all the work and a guy who's going to sign their names. Hi, I'm the guy to sign his name.
I don't believe that for a second.
Cam did all the heavy lifting here. He's the sack leader, and on this team, he's the taco leader.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. I mean, I guess, and you're probably the football expert in this conversation as well,
Probably.
Aaron. Okay.
Yeah,
So
probably.
If we can,
unless we're talking about sacking quarterbacks, count me out.
All right. Well, that's an important thing this Sunday. Let's talk about it because it is obviously the big game on Sunday. The Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, the 49ers, Brock Purdy.
Is that what you see? Because I see Chris Jones.
I know you do.
I see Charles Omenihu.
That's right.
I see George Karlaftis, and on the flip side, I see Eric Armstead.
There you go.
I see Javon Hargrave.
Yep.
I see Nick Bosa, Chase Young, and somewhere in there a random Gregory.
I know.
Then nobody
crazy, right?
That's the crazy part about the depth of the Niners D-line.
They made a couple of trades earlier in the season that obviously helped them. So I will use the quarterbacks as sort of a way to get into this conversation. I don't know that any quarterback is better under pressure than he is when he has time and space, but having played Patrick Mahomes in the past, you do not see either of these teams this season, but obviously familiar with them during your career. In facing Patrick Mahomes, is there a mindset that you're bringing to the game that is saying, if we can just try to do this, we might have a chance to, you're never going to shut this guy down, but maybe make him a little bit less explosive than we have seen him be for much of his career?
I mean, the last time we played him, it was like a shootout.
Yeah, it was.
It was like 43-38 or whatever that final score was. It was a lot to a lot, and you left on the defense, you're like, they threw a shuttle pass.
Okay.
There's so many things. There's so many things that you could take away from it. But you honestly can't let Pat beat you with his feet, right?
Yep.
And granted, he's not fast, but he's deceptively smooth. You're like, oh, I can catch him like I catch everybody, and then you get I got to get on my good foot.
Right.
Whereas and then of course his ability to make all these impressive throws, his whatever you call it, his sinking energy with Travis Kelce is haven't seen the likes of that since Drew Brees, Jimmy Graham. There's just things that you can't stop, and you try. So eventually, you just look at it. Don't let him beat it with your feet. He has to beat us through the air, and he can do that.
Okay, so the simple-minded football brain that I have, and that I think a lot of people might have when they're watching the Chiefs on various Sundays and watching the Saints with Jimmy and Drew for all those years is, if this is the thing that is clearly more dominant than the rest, why don't you allocate every resource? How has a defensive coordinator not cracked the code of how to slow down Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce? Why wouldn't you throw three guys in him? Again, I'm asking this as the simple-minded guy. You as the football savant, how is it more complex than just trying to shut down 15
because
to 87?
You don't really know where Pat Mahomes is going to escape from. A lot of quarterbacks have tails. You'd be like, oh, Russell Wilson does a half spin and he's out.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson really wants to escape through the B gaps. You can peg him. But if he decides to switch it up, you're like, oh, this is going to hurt. The same thing with Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes is like, okay, you can't let him beat you with his feet, so that means collapse the pocket. And at the same time, if you give him time to dissect you, he will.
Yeah.
So it's a really pick your poison. So there's not one this is all our resources, because at the same time, he'll look at the camera and throw to the camera,
Travis Kelce has barbecue from Kelsey's Kitchen. I saw it at Walmart the other day. And we have barbecue at the tailgate on Sunday.
Ooh, bring it in.
The Bullseye Players Tailgate,
Absolutely.
where Cam Jordan will be there making tacos with me. We've got every celebrity chef, Bobby Flay, Michael Simon, Damaris Phillips, Mark Murphy, tons of players.
And you think with this amazing tailgate, you're like, oh, man, I have to have a Super Bowl ticket to get in here. No.
Okay.
No, all you have to do is go to bullseyeeventgroup.com and get a ticket
and sign up. Okay, that is easy.
Listen, I
I'll
want
be
to
there.
just tease it right now. We're not going to give you a sneak peek, but Cam and I have been working on a little acapella song, and we might break it out at the tailgate.
Really?
Sage Steele's going to be there. DJ Irie.
Okay.
Cam and Aaron acapella. It may happen. I'm just going to tease that.
You're the baritone voice in this dynamic.
Clearly, because I'm clearly high. I've always wanted to be a baritone and never got there.
It's special.
Okay.
It's a special dynamic, and you're going to have to come and check it out. BullseyeEventGroup.com. Get your tickets. Cam and Aaron acapella.
Okay, I love that. Let's talk more about the 49ers team. I don't want to let them become just the undercard here
Absolutely.
because obviously two teams play on Sunday. The 49ers are a team that we hear a lot of like.
Are they the undercard?
Well, I don't want them to become
they're
that,
the Titans.
right?
When one of your faces of your franchise is offensive lineman, that's rare air.
Yeah, it is.
When you think about the Niners, you think about Trent Williams.
Right. Yes, and so that kind of leads me to the point that it has become this sort of like obnoxious debate about whether Brock Purdy is a game manager or not. But when you're thinking about like when you are facing off a team, I don't think you saw Brock after he became a starter last year. Am I incorrect on that? I don't think you did.
Recall. Yeah,
I don't believe you guys did play
I remember
him.
I felt like we were winning, and I looked up and we lost 13-0. It's the first time I've ever been goose-egged in my life.
Okay, so even if you're not
Return
facing
favor.
off against Brock Purdy, like this 49ers offense does have this unique strength about them in that they have terrific offensive line and maybe right now the best collection of run-after-catch players in
Brandon
the
Ayuk.
NFL.
You talk about George
Kittle,
Debo Samuel,
CMC.
CMC.
Yeah. So what is the challenge defensively? Because a lot of times when you're putting together game plans, it's like you're trying to figure out what to do before the ball gets in the hands of the ball carrier. It feels like in San Francisco, a lot of it is what do you do once the ball is in the hands of one of those elite playmakers?
This one's really simple.
Okay.
This one is clearly Brock Purdy makes great decisions. But you can sort of rattle them if you hit them enough.
Okay.
But you look at the receivers and you say, all right, just make sure to tackle.
Yeah.
Like you just eliminate this whole yak situation, and it can become a controllable situation.
So tackle, right?
Absolutely.
Just
Tackle
always-
and gang tackle.
Yeah.
Like the whole week, you're going into it like, hey, if I miss, you got my back, right? Just like at the tailgate, you'd be like, hey, if you don't hit this truck, you can hit another truck.
And so I got to have you invited any of the players in the game to this tailgate on Sunday? Because does that increase their odds of winning if they come to the tailgate first?
I would love to see a player in this game come to the tailgate. I don't know what that's going to do for their performance in the game, but it can't be bad luck. I mean, Cam and I
We're bringing
and all
energy.
the other players, all the other chefs, we're bringing energy, we're bringing great food, and maybe it's the luck that somebody, like maybe Christian McCaffrey wants to come get a little taco from Cam before he goes to the game.
I would be completely not surprised by that.
I would, because he's a Stanford guy.
Stanford.
They're
it's
not
always
always taco
rivalry
people
runs
with
deep.
Stanford.
Yeah, like I don't know what they are. They're quinoa people.
They're like Dutch crunch bread people at Stanford.
Can't say I've had too much quinoa in my life, although I need some of your quinoa. If you have a quinoa recipe, I'd be in.
Okay.
A couple questions before we let you go. I know you guys are all kinds of busy. Is there a teammate, past or present, that you could see being the type of player that would actually go to a tailgate outside of a stadium before a game?
Yeah, absolutely. Before a game?
Yeah.
Like
some big offensive lineman?
Yeah, it would probably be an offensive lineman, and just like a guy like a 13 personnel offensive lineman.
Okay.
Like one of those. I could possibly see Zach Strief doing it.
Zach Strief. Okay.
No, like 6 foot. What is he? 6'9",
He's
340
huge.
pounds.
Yeah, Mr. Versatility in his post-playing career. As
Yeah,
well, huh?
yeah. Northwestern grad. You
Yeah.
know, like you could see him slipping by. Like, oh yeah, I had a real quick thing. No, you didn't. You just wanted to talk about it.
Man, that would take a big set to show up at a tailgate before the game.
We'll find that on
What do
Sunday.
you say? What do you say to somebody who's 6'9", 340 pounds?
Do you want another sandwich?
Yeah.
Do you want another taco?
right. Last one
What
here.
else can I get you?
Predictions from the two of you for the game on Sunday. Do you have one? Who's going to win? Bold prediction you want to
I
make?
think it's going to be
Key
an
the
amazing game, and
Okay.
I think one of the two teams is definitely going to win.
Okay, all right. You heard that one here first.
No doubt. I'm officially putting it out there. 100% chance that a red team will win.
I'm
Tell you
going
what.
Chiefs, honestly, Chiefs.
Okay, you guys
I
are
got
not
Chiefs.
the
Well,
best.
I love the
I'm shooting the other
49ers.
side. Niners.
There we go.
I love the Niners. I'm
Niners
going
just
Chiefs
cut.
win.
We've got both of our bases covered. We
Yeah.
have Chiefs, we have 49ers. Cam Jordan, Aaron May, thank you so much for joining us here. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
No doubt.